First, the headlines. Over 1.88 lakhs affected by floods. More than 24,000 houses damaged in Manipur. Minister's Water Resources. Manipur Raj Bhavan reels under severe flooding. UGC derecognized Shanghai International University of Churachandpur. Degrees now invalid. Going back to TR jails, they will try to break me but won't bow down. Arvind Kejriwal. Hello, good afternoon. You're watching ELITETV English News at 3. Now the news in detail. A total of 188,443 people have been affected by floods in Manipur following incessant rainfalls in the aftermath of Cyclone Rimals, Awangbo Nimoi Water Resource Minister says on Thursday. It has also damaged at least 24,265 houses in the last few days, he said. Altogether, 18,103 people have been evacuated and 56 relief camps were set up. Ministers for the Water Resources and Relief and Disaster Management Awangbo Nimoi informed. In a post on the Facebook, he said, held a brief meeting with the Additional Chief Secretary, Deputy Commissioner Infal West and East, Directorate Relief and Disaster Management to review the flood situations and strategizing for immediate actions on relief, search and rescue operations. Around 401 hectares of crops have been affected too, he said. Relief materials have been distributed to Infal East, Infal West, Bishnupur, Nonei, Churachandpur, Sanapati and Kaksing, the minister said. Nimoi also says that 3 persons have died and 9 people suffer injuries, while 1 is missing due to the floods that hit the states on May 29th. Chief Minister Biren Singh in a social media post added that a breach of river embankments occurred at 18 spots, of which 17 have been sealed. Flooding in the surrounding areas have been successfully brought under control, he said. The northeastern states have been lashed by heavy rains and thunderstorms triggered by the cyclones in the last few days. In a view of the severe flooding caused by the breaches in embankments along riverbanks, the government declares a 2-day public holidays for all states offices on Thursday until May 31st. Citizens have been urged to stay indoors unless faced with an emergency, according to an official notifications.
Yari makaite muyum da laibinaba except volunteers na daba thokpi da naba habse miyam da ya appeal dawjaninge aduga ngasi da hayeng su holiday law thokrabani Saturday Sunday de holiday ni school sutat school su karoi da upnina parents sing su mama ki macha sing su control do bidaga mapan thokpi da naba habse request dawjaninge maram de angang sing se hozik flood water asida chalabdi ising si amor penina any disease se thokpi ai aduna angang sing bo mapan thokpi kuno have say parents me am so advice to bina ba ikang hanjaning bane at the same time housing the flood nina flood la da so khongbi khangbanate suddenly la budi angang sing sum koi tholing eda moi khudong thiba thokpi ai aduna parents sing na angang sing bo so control to biba parents sing so holiday ni na office su chatabani school su chatabani na yarim khedum pan thokpi danaba gari su thodokpi danaba maramde hojik se operation chatharinge da relief toringe flood control toringe da traffic jam toraga akoi se emergency su thokpi yatre.
The Raj Bhavan complex in Manipur has been severely affected by flooding, with all office buildings, including the Raj Bhavan Secretariat, the Office of the Governors, Staff Quarters and Security Barrack, being inundated by the floodwaters. Only the vintage building serving as the official residence of the governors has been spared. In the light of the dire situations, the governors reviewed the arrangements made to control the floods and instructed officials to take all the possible measures to mitigate the pathetic conditions of the complex. The flood has caused widespread damage and disruptions within the Raj Bhavan premises, with essential infrastructures and facilities being submerged. Efforts are underway to assess the extent of the damage and initiate immediate relief and rehabilitation measures. The state administration has been working tirelessly to address the flood situations, which has affected various parts of the Manipur due to the incessant rain. Rescues and relief operations are going in affected areas, with authorities mobilizing resources to provide assistance to those affected. In a plea for peace, Myra, a women's organization alongside the Women's Committee of the Delhi Meitei Coordinating Committee, submitted a memorandum to the Prime Minister of India yesterday. The document calls for immediate actions to restore normalcy and ensure peaceful coexistence in a violence-stricken state of Manipur. The memorandum highlights the severe impact of the ongoing violence on the Meitei communities and other residents of Manipur. As your office is aware of the civil war situations in Manipur, ongoing for over a year since May 3rd last year, we submit this memorandum with a heavy heart, representing the suffering of the people living in Manipur, it states. The women's groups express deep concern over what they perceive as a lack of response from the central government. They accuse the governments of neglect and allege that the states and the central security forces have failed to protect the Meitei people from attacks by the armed miscreants. We are forced to live with no securities and compelled to rely on our ability to defend ourselves because of the complete failures of the state authority, the memorandum states. The document details several violence incidents over the past years, including coordinated attacks on Meitei villages and state security forces, suggesting a pattern of systematic targeting. It recounts a series of attacks on May 28, 2023, where 13 Meitei villages were assaulted, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries. These attacks occurred despite the presence of the high-ranking military officials in the regions, raising questions about the effectiveness of the security measures. Further, the memorandum highlighted the perceived partiality of the government towards armed miscreants. It points to the suspension of operation agreements which they claim provide armed miscreants with immunity, allowing them to carry out attacks with impunity. Specific instances such as the prolonged attacks on Moray towns and the state security forces from December 31, 2023 to January 8, 2024 are cited as violence of these alleged bias. The Shanghai International University in Churachandpur, Manipur has been officially derecognized by the University Grants Commissions due to its persistent non-compliance with the regulatory requirements. These developments took effect following a so-called notice issued on December 19, 2023. Established in June 2015 as a state-private university by the government of Manipur, Shanghai International University initially found its place on the UGC list of recognized universities. However, its subsequent failures to provide necessary information for the inspections despite repeated requests from the UGC has led to the decisive action. The UGC, through a series of the letters dating back to July 3, 2015 and continuing through January 11, 2021, sought essential information from the university to facilitate inspection and ensure compliance with educational standards. Despite these efforts, the university did not respond adequately. The situation escalated with the issuance of the so-called notice, which gave the universities an ultimatum to justify why it should not be removed from the UGC list under Section 2F of the UGC's Act 1956. Further to this, a copy of the so-called notice was sent to the Department of the Higher Education's Government of Manipur, urging immediate interventions and feedbacks. However, both the universities and the state governments failed to provide any satisfactory response. As a consequence, the UGC has now removed Shanghai International Universities from its list of recognized university. This means the university is no longer authorized to offer any UGC-approved undergraduates, postgraduates, or doctoral degrees. The derecognition renders any degrees issued by the university invalid for higher education and employment purposes. The UGC has advised prospective students and their parents to refrain from seeking admissions to any programs offered by the Shanghai International Universities effective immediately. The Commission stated that without UGC recognitions, degrees from this institution hold no validity. In view of the severe flooding caused by the breaches in the embankments along river banks, the Manipur government on Thursdays declares a 2-day public holiday for all state officers until May 31st. People have been asked to stay indoors unless faced with an emergency, according to a government directive. Further, Manipur has been taken up proactive steps to enhance coordination in rescue, relief and rehabilitation efforts. A 24/7 control room has been established at the banquet hall, first ever under the leadership of the Principal Secretary of the Government of Manipur. This control room aims to streamline communications and swiftly address the urgent requirements of those affected by the flash flood. Manipur's players won 30 gold medals, 12 silver medals in the National Muay Thai Championship 2024 held at the Laxmibai National Stadium's Sonapur, Assam from May 25 to 30. The Manipur teams bagged runners-ups in the championship. Altogether, 45 players of Manipur participated in the championship and 42 players bagged medals. In the championship, Lai Mujam's Sanatoy Chanu of the Lausangkhong Awang Lekai bagged gold medals in her category. Subsequently, she has been selected for the World Muay Thai Championship to be held in November this year. She will represent India in the state competitions.
Official mga yaw pulam na yang kay mali saru ya jarubani masida player ni funi pan tajabani the gold medal kontra silver medal nipan bronze medal mga logder de team narang rana sab ta jarab rana sab Manipur all over Manipur ko na ko all over team tarapani ado pulam na stage ko mga saru ya ado ako isi team se ako I shouldn't like I did the Ozabu, Ozabu, the Gilangi Makada, Mana Lamzinga, Apologies 100 tournaments, the 7. Other 100 Apology tournament, Sida under 20 Yutki Sida Gola Yutki, the Gola Labas in September Tada, World Muay Thai Championship, then the Pankopani, see the motor direction or
The Lining Town Sonamahi Temple Board in Fall has conducted condolence meetings on the demise of Dr. Wainam Chawbamite today at the premises of the board located at First Emma Grounds with Vidyapati's Sanjam Vice Presidents of the board in the chair. The meeting condoles the demise of the Dr. Wainam Chawbamite, 66 years, and members of the board who passed away on May 30 due to his illness. A 2-minute silence was observed as a mark of respect to the departed souls and save the grief of his family. Let his soul be raised in peace in the heavenly abode. As a part of the policy of the Indian Railways to protect wildlife species, including the rare and endangered one, NF Railways is committed to take appropriate steps towards that end. Wherever in the country railway lines passes through the forest areas or sanctuary, necessary steps are taken to prevent mishaps. Railway lines that passes through the gibbon sanctuaries in the Jorhat district of Assam inhabits the rare hollow gibbons. These apes are highly arboreal species, so NF Railways is taking measures to enable these species crossing the railway tracks that bifurcates the sanctuary. In consultations with Assam Forest Departments, Wildlife Institute of India and all stakeholders, it has been decided to install canopy bridge inside the sanctuary. This canopy bridge will be installed at several identified points to facilitate the easy access of the arboreal species for the movement from one part of the railway track to the other parts. Assam State Police Assam State Forest Department has already submitted designs with the estimates for installations of the canopy bridge over the railway tracks. The designs was prepared by the Wildlife Institute of India in consultations with NF Railways. NF Railways has already deposited the estimated amounts in the month of February 2024 for the installations of the canopy bridge by the Forest Department of Assam. The ends of the canopy bridge are welded as to knots will be secured and clamps or tightens using appropriate and high-grade fastenings materials and a technique. And now let's take a short break. Keep watching for more updates.
Diabetes ko loina da hinglibasing tha amagi manungda control toba ngamle. Urea creatinine wangbasu tha amagi manungda hanthaba ngamle. Khong hamba nungaitabasu numit manganigi manungda fahanba ngamle. Piles saibadi nungsang nabasu chama da chama fahanba ngamle. Cholesterol wangba numit kunida normal oiba ngamle. BP wangbasu tha amagi manungda normal oiba ngamle. Fatty liver oibasu tha amagi manungda fagat hanba ngamle. Pumnamak natural oiba hidak makhalna laying jabani. Hakchang da sokadaba side effect amata laite. Makata na hidak chabagi mathaw su tararoi. Hena kupa parol gidamak ngasimak langsin birau Diabetes Hospital Soibam Laikai Ayangpali Road opposite Karkinos Jennings Hospital Porompat Imphal East near Punjab National Bank.
Foreign chatpagi marup adom malimgi fazaraba mafam kaya sel hichang chandana koiba pambibra pambirabadi foreign koiba ki marup yaubiyu koibigadaba mafam singde Thailand, Dubai, Europe amasung package oina Thailand, Malaysia amadi Singapore ni Thailand da koibagi damak thagi salon rupalising mga khaktani tha tarani thoi khak hunbigadabani Dubai gi oina thagi rupalising taruk masisu tha tarani thoi hunbigadabani Thailand, Malaysia amadi Singapore package ki oina tha amada rupalising taret ka chamanga hunbigadabani masisu tha tarani thoi khak hunbigadabani Europe ki oina di tha amagi rupalising tarawangani adumakpu masigi oina di tha kungamari hunbigadabani Hulliba senfam singasi 3-star hotel da leiba chaba tumba visa gi fee airport transfer sightseeing loina mak yaurabani lakliba April 15 dagi registration hauzaragani aduga sen khaina May 15 dagi hauzaragani khudong chaba si mangan biganu hena kupamaro gi damak masimak contact tawbiyo 7 Sisters Holiday MG Avenue Imphal Manipur contact number 0385 2443977 Natragana 2443979 mobile number 97061234001 Natraga 8720905337 Natragana 84148808080
admission for 2024 World-Class Heart Institute accredited by National Board of Examinations in Medical Sciences under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India for doctorate training, DRNB in cardiology, approved by UGC for BSc in cardiovascular technology training, enabling candidates to practice echocardiography, cath lab technology in interventional cardiology, supporting cardiologists with Holter recording and computer analysis, treadmill test TMT, electrocardiogram, etc. Job title, cardiovascular technologies. The following training courses are also available: Diploma in Medical Laboratory Technology for 2 years, Diploma in Radiology Imaging Technology for 2 years, Diploma in Dialysis Technology for 2 years. Eligibility criteria: minimum qualification 10+2 in Science PCB with 50% for General or OBC and 45% for SC or ST category. Date of application form issue 20th May. Last date of application form submission 10th June. Admission process from 15th to 22nd June. Commencement of new session 1st July 2024. For further details, please contact 600-975-2429 Academic Department, Sky Hospital, Rims Road, Impal West, Monday to Saturday, 9 AM to 5:30 PM.
Ibung, nachal na chachagadawriba mafamdudadi posaksingsigi chanafam lairaroi. Se ibung, nachalbu thauna pangal hapiyo.
Ay hayok jage. Mane, kuray magi gidu sa ako'y nakapani.
Tasawdi, nasan ginahay doon na mahiyang thugpa unpot amat na supibiragti.
Hey, ato kita magtabo nang nakapahuna bro.
Inihiyam na pimbidra mani. Isan tapagi awang-awan punamak ay nahing inidapirak.
Uang bagi mapalay draba nong dolbunak na ubagum.
Kamando na mi hat pa puba senja bagi wari buloy ba na ibang dida. Isan nubi ba unakta sang nindra ba ni?
Kadaw zaro nege. Asok hawta na thong masaksay tagsibo. Kari sak thong la thong no.
Hoy.
Natoy to hinglong nang ay kimiyo. Nang ngayon na challenge to.
Hararoy mapo kudingi Hongeroy kongfang amata Sakawawasaki kamoiha.
Welcome back after the break. To go further with Assam flood situation worsens on May 30 with over 1.98 lakhs people affected in 9 districts and one person's drowning to death as the water levels of the major rivers rose following incessant rainfalls in the aftermath of the cyclone Rimel's official said. A person drowned to death in the Halaikandi districts, pushing the tolls in the states to 6 due to the floods and the rain since Tuesday, while 18 others were injured. Altogether, 1,98,856 were affected in the districts of Nagon, Karimganj, Hailakandi, West Karbi Anglong, Kachar, Hojai, Golaghat, Karbi Anglong and Dima Hasao, according to the Assam State Disaster Management Authority reports. Kachar is the worst affected district with 1,02,246 people reeling under floods water, followed by the 36,959 in the Karimganj, 22,058 in the Hojai and 14,308 in the Halaikandi, amongst others, it said. A total crop areas of 3,238.8 hectares has also been washed away, while 2,38,535 animals have been impacted. Rivers Brahmaputras and Baraks along with its tributaries are also flowing above the danger marks at several places in the affected districts, the report says. A total of 35,640 people have taken shelters in 110 relief camps, with the highest of 19,646 in the Hojai, followed by 12,110 in Kachar, 2,060 in Halaikandi and 1,613 in Karimganj. In the Barak valleys, Karimganj, Kachar and Halaikandi district, the Barak rivers and its tributaries Longai, Kusiara, Singla and Katakals were flowing above the danger levels at several locations, showing a rising trend, while 4 embankments were damaged in the Karimganj. A couple has been arrested for possessing heroin worth rupees 65.8 lakhs in East Mizoram, Sampai district, a senior Assam Rifles official says on Thursday. Acting on a tip of Assam Rifles and the Mizoram police personnel carried out the joint operations at a Jote village near the Myanmar border on Wednesdays and recovered 94 grams of heroin from their possessions, the official says. The joint teams arrested the couples when they were traveling from Myanmar to Jote with the consignments, she said. The accused couples hailed from the Champai district, she said, adding that the seized drugs and the accused were handed over to the police in Champai on Wednesday. On the other hand, Mizoram police have also rescued 24 exotic animals, including 18 snakes from the Mizoram-Tripura borders, police said in the statement on Thursday. 2 Tripura residents have been arrested for possessions and transporting the exotic animals, it said. The statement says that the police personnel at the Kanmun's village intercepted the Tripura-bound vehicles on May 25 and rescued 18 snakes, 4 turtles and 2 monkeys. The aftermath of the cyclone Rimals has brought devastating consequences to the Aizawl districts, with multiple landslides wreaking havoc and claiming the lives of the 28 individuals. According to the Aizawl Superintendent of Police, Rahul Alwal, 15 bodies have been recovered from the Meltum quarry, whilst 4 individuals remain missing and 2 have been successfully rescued. The distributions of the casualties across various locations within the district has been reported. Meltum has the highest numbers of the deceased with 15, followed by the Lemans with 6. Salem reported 3 deceased, Fakons 2, whilst Kelsey and the Longsai each reported 1 deceased. The recovery of these bodies brings the total numbers confirmed casualty to 28, highlighting the severity of the landslide that swept through the region. The impact of the cyclone Rimals on Aizawl has been profound, leading to the widespread devastations and displacement. The cyclone's heavy rains, floods and subsequent landslide have left trails of devastations, resulting in the destructions of 127 houses. Government officials have reported that 46 houses were partially damaged, 28 are fully damaged, and 53 have suffered severe damage. At least 1 woman died while 3 others were injured after a lightning strikes in 2 separate locations under the Kailasahar subdivisions of the Unakoti districts in Tripura. In Golakpur village, a lightning bolt struck groups of women working in a jhum field, leaving 1 dead and 2 seriously injured. The deceased, identified as the Chong Halam 47, succumbed to the lightning strikes on the spot. The injured near Chonghai Halams and the Lalpuini Halams were rushed to the Unakoti District Hospital for urgent medical attention. In a parallel incident of the Manu Valley Gram Panchayat area, Sanjay Bauri, 22, was struck by the lightning while working in the tea gardens. Bauri lost consciousness immediately and was swiftly taken to the hospital for treatment. His conditions remains critical. Medical teams are attending to the injuries at the Unakoti District Hospitals, emphasizing the need for precautions during the thunderstorms and lightning-prone weather. The body of a 31-year-old farmer was discovered in his fields in the Langpagaps village along the Meghalaya Assam's border in the West Jantia Hills on May 30. The deceased, identified as the Talmi Talang, had reportedly gone to look after his fields on May 29 morning but failed to return home by the nightfall. Upon searching, his family members found his body with injuries on his head and mouth. Diamond Lindo, a resident of the Lapangat, notified the police about the incidents. Police have registered a case and are currently investigating the perpetrators of the crime. Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his 45 hours meditations at the Vivekananda Rock Memorials in Kanyakumari on Thursday evening. He arrived from the Thiruvananthapuram by the helicopter, worships at the Bhagavathi Amant Temple, and reached the memorials by the ferry. Modi, dressed in a dhoti and a white shawl, circumambulated the Garbha Griha, and receives temple prasads. He then started his meditations at the Dhyan's Mandapam. Before meditating, Modi stood on the stairs of the Mandapam, which offers sea view. He is likely to visit the Tiruballuvar statue before departing on June 1. Outfits like the Thanthai, Pariwar, Dravidar, Kajagams protesters in Madurai and social media shows. Go back Modi posts. Security have also tightened with about 2,000 police deployed and vigilance by the Coast Guards and Navy. This is the Modi's first stays at the memorials built in a tribute to Swami Vivekananda. After the Lok Sabha campaigns, Modi chose this significant place for the meditations where he will meditate till June 1 evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's journey to the Kanyakumari commenced from the Thiruvananthapuram, reflecting his dedications to the spiritual rejuvenations amidst the tranquil surroundings of the southern India. Upon arrivals, he is settled to pay homage at the Bhagavati Aman temples, a gesture understanding his reverence for the region's rich cultural heritage. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today says that he will be surrendering on June 2 and asserted that he will not bow down even if he is harassed in jail. In a video's message, the CM stated that he will return to Tihar jails the days after tomorrow, following a 21 days campaign period granted by the Supreme Court. Kejriwal expressed uncertainty about the durations of his upcoming imprisonments but maintained high spirits, asserting his pride is in going to jail to protect the country from dictatorships. He claims that despite various attempts to break and silence him, including alleged tortures and withholding of medicines during his previous incarcerations, he remains steadfast. Kejriwal noted a significant weight loss from 70 kg to 64 kg and mentions doctors' concerns about potential serious health issues requiring further tests. He assures that Delhi services like free electricity, Mohalla clinics, hospitals, free medicines and 24 hours electricity would continue and promised a monthly stipends of Rs 1,000 to every mothers and sisters upon his return. Kejriwal also appeals to the public to take care of his elderly and ill parents during the imprisonment. For ELITETV News channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channels or follow the Facebook page, Instagrams and X for more information about the channel. Before we wrap up the headlines, once again. Over 1.88 lakhs affected by floods, more than 24,000 houses of damage in Manipur, says Minister of Water Resources. Manipur Raj Bhavan reels under severe flooding. UGC derecognized Shanghai International Universities of Churachandpur, degrees now invalid. And going back to Tihar jails, they will try to break me but won't bow down, says Arvind Kejriwal. Well, that's all for now. Keep watching for more updates at 6 again. Till then, take care and have a great time ahead.